California, everyone is laid back. Or so you think.
This WWE.
It's pretty disrespectful.
They like playing the villain.
Los Angeles, San Diego. Two cities, two teams on opposite sides of the same coin.
There's a drive. It's a bullet. Was there any doubt?
Little brother no more. The Padres want their seat at the table.
It's a missile. Fernando Tatis Jr. Electric.
While the Dodgers want to live up to their lofty expectations.
If we don't win the World Series, I do think it's a failure.
There's only one way to settle this rivalry. Game 5 of the NLDS.
We welcome you to the 2024 National League Division Series on Fox, presented by Booking.com. This rivalry has built for this through the years. One game to decide it. The Padres and the Dodgers were the winner moving on to the championship series. We welcome you inside with the Hall of Famer John Smoltz. I'm Joe Davis. We got what baseball wanted coming into this series in Game 5. Who's going to win it? Well, if the first 4 games of the series are any indication, John, it's going to be the team that starts fast.
Yeah, we knew this was going to be fun, and it's been done in different ways. A lot of offense early. It has been making a statement by either team by the 4th inning and then locking it down. This is a great offensive club that each team has. Can the starters navigate the beginning? That's going to be the storyline. That's going to be the focus.
It's one of the gifts that sports can give us, right? A winner-take-all game. And in those games, you always have a guy that provides that swing that you'll talk about for years. There's all kinds of star power in this series and a long list of candidates to be that guy.
There is a lot of star power with emotion, with flair, with dramatics. So many that I would say a star is going to win it tonight. And that's going to be the case for either team when they are able to set the tone, make the adjustments. They got all the information. They've seen the pitchers. They've been there, done that. Now it's about executing.
We got our East Coast participant. We know the New York Mets will be in the National League Championship Series. It's time for a West Coast team to punch its ticket. So it all comes down to one game. This emotional ride goes the distance. Now, who will it be? The Dodgers or the Padres with the New York Mets waiting in the championship series? It's the night this series deserves. Winner take all, Game 5, next on Fox. And if you think this game is big here, how about in Japan? The first postseason game in Major League history featuring 2 Japanese-born starting pitchers. That's not even to mention the guy hitting leadoff for the Dodgers and Shohei Ohtani. It's 9 a.m. in Tokyo in the eyes of a baseball-loving country right here on Los Angeles. One of the biggest days in Japanese baseball history as these guys face off. Down to the field now, Ken Rosenthal.
Joe, a hobbling Freddie Freeman is back in the lineup, but the biggest question for the Dodgers is their pitching. For all the talk about how they should line up their arms, the bottom line is this. Including posting fee, the Dodgers spent $375 million to get Yoshinobu Yamamoto. If they can't trust him in a situation like this, then what kind of message does that send? Thus, the pressure on Yamamoto and the Dodgers is intense. This is a team that committed $1.4 billion in player salaries last offseason. And yet, if the Dodgers lose tonight, it will be the 3rd straight year they've been knocked out in this round by a division opponent. Now over to Tom Verducci.
Well, thanks, Ken. Numbers. They help tell the story of Yu Darvish and the craft of pitching. In Game 2, he threw 7 different pitches at 19 different speeds, 23 miles per hour apart. The operative number tonight is 4. As in days of rest. Darvish has made only 4 starts this year on 4 days of rest with an ERA over 6. Now, Padres manager Mike Schilt told me that will not influence how he runs the game tonight. I will watch his stuff, Schilt told me, and that will tell me what to do. Joe.
All right, Tom, these Padres had all the energy, all the momentum, but now find themselves right where the Dodgers have been, with their backs against the wall. And a team that seemed unshakable for a lot of the year looks to respond, still 1 win away from the championship series. Here's the lineup for Game 5. Luis Arraez leads off, and then Tatis, who's been the best hitter this postseason on any club. Jurickson Profar bats third in left field. Manny Machado's at third base hitting cleanup. Jackson Maryland, Xander Bogaerts. And then down at the bottom, David Peralta, surprise star for the Padres in this series. Cronenworth bats 8. And Kyle Higashioka does the catching out of the 9th spot. Yamamoto gave up 5 runs in 3 innings in game 1. What do you want to see him change?
Biggest adjustment's going to be, can he make his split look like a strike and end up for a ball? He spiked too many of them. Might have been nerves, might have been something that he's worked through in his mechanics in the bullpen. He's got to throw enough strikes with his fastball. You cannot be afraid of a great lineup. You have to be the one that sets the tone. And if he sets the tone early, that will mean Dave Roberts rests a little better.
What do you think it is about him and the Padres, though? Because 3 games against him, he's given up 13 runs in 9 innings. Against the rest of baseball, he's pitched like a Cy Young.
Well, it's one thing to know if you've got a tip on what he's tipping. That's one thing. But the other thing, I watched film, he just left too many pitches over the middle part of the plate. And against a non-strikeout team in the Padres, if you leave one in the middle of the plate, they're going to make you pay. And so establishing of that early, and he's got a tough dude to face, because this man, Arise, has not gotten to the start he wants, and he could set the tone just like Ohtani could set the tone for their respective clubs.
Yeah, these Padres, John, scored 6 runs in the 2nd inning of game 3. They had all the momentum, but they've not scored a run in the 15 innings since.
Yeah, the Dodgers did a nice job cooling them off with 8 different pitchers. And again, the challenge of a game 5, whose heartbeat is the slowest, who's not afraid to fail, because you can say that and it sounds simple, but guys go out in a game that they know makes their team advance, and they tighten up. You cannot play tight in a winner-take-all game.
Started the regular season in Korea, played 13 times during the regular year. This right here could be the biggest Dodger-Padre game ever. Off we go in game 5, and a fastball misses away to Arise. After winning a 3rd consecutive batting title, just 167 in this division series. Padres thought he showed some good signs in game 4, had a base hit, hit a couple other balls hard.
You don't have to pitch perfect, but the thought is you've got to be perfect. That's not a good recipe for success. Being free and easy and making them hit their way on early is a big key.
All fastballs so far.
And that's a great sign. Again, if you're worried about giving up a sign to the hitter, in other words, tipping pitches, you're going to have to look at film and do things unorthodox with your glove. Typically, it's the glove that gives away pitches to the hitter.
And Yamamoto's home crowd making it hard to hear the pitch count right there. Steps off and readies himself for this 1-2 to Luis Arise. It's a breaking ball. Tap to first. Freddie Freeman back in for the Dodgers. Feeds Yamamoto for the first out. Umpiring crew we've praised throughout this series. Did a good job holding things together when it got crazy on Sunday. Dan Bellino, the crew chief, now down the right field line as Trip Gibson calls balls and strikes. Well, you talk about looking, John, in these winner-take-all games for tension. Who's tense, who's loose. You figure this guy right here is going to be right at home.
Yeah, he's not tense. The Padres in general are not tense, but they want to get you off their game. Oh, and by getting you off their game, a lot of the emotion may rub people the wrong way. But hey, you got to win, and you play the game that you think you excel at.
Tatis says own this postseason, hitting .500 with 4 home runs in 6 games. Bigger the game, the more he likes it. And he's playing in the biggest game of his career tonight. On this 1-1 from Yamamoto, he checks his swing and a ball inside. They're actually going to say that hit the bat, and it's 1-2.
Well, that was a great pitch, whether he got the call, foul tip or not. He needs to make them inside conscious. And it definitely was a foul tip.
Strikes him out.
Right now, the slider is very tight, and he hasn't gone to the splitter, which is a good sign. Look how tight this pitch is in the zone. It was in there the whole time and then fades away against a hitter who loves to swing at those pitches away.
That's a big sign for Yamamoto in any game, because he stayed away from that pitch for a lot of this season. It's what bothered his arm the most. Brought it back a little bit in the first game of this division series and finishes off Tatis with one here. Strike one on Jurickson, Profar. Emotional leader of this Padres club and a lightning rod in this series. On this 0-1 from Yamamoto, he pulls it to second. Gavin Lux knocks it down, sticks with it, and ends a 1-2-3 first for Yoshi Yamamoto. Off and rolling in Game 5. Shohei Ohtani gets ready to lead things off against Yu Darvish, winner to the championship series tonight in LA. America's largest and fastest 5G network, and by far Sega. Yu Darvish for the Padres, the Game 2 winner. Just a run on 3 hits over 7 innings in a game, John, where he was 60% breaking balls, and it worked. Do you follow the same script, or do you change it up?
That's the million-dollar question. Do you zig or zag, or do you just stay with the plan? And right now, I would stay with the plan. He has such a good feel. You will know in the first inning whether or not that curveball is connected, because he can throw it 6 different ways. If I'm Shohei Ohtani, I don't know how many times he sits on a pitch, but I would be looking away and off speed to try to handle what he did in 6 different at-bats. Only 1 or 2 fastballs. That's not counting the cutters, 3 of them.
You know, Ohtani's just 1 of 8 against Yu Darvish lifetime. Leads off Game 5 for the Dodgers. And takes a fastball for a strike, which that's what everybody does, but this is like second level thinking by Darvish.
That's a great pitch because of what we just talked about. Everyone looks at film. Ohtani looks at film. I'm looking at film to see the trends of how they battle against each other. Ball!
Back-to-back fastballs, and he got squeezed right there.
Well, he got squeezed because his catcher was setting up above the zone and had to reach down and presented that ball in a way that looked like it was out of the zone when it caught the zone.
Ohtani saw 14 pitches from Darvish in Game 2, and only 1 of them was a fastball. Sees 2 of them to begin this at-bat. On this 1-1 pitch, let's see what he gets. It is a slider or splitter, down and in, ball 2.
Well, even though he threw the first 2 pitches were fastballs, it's still going to be every at-bat's going to have at least a splitter, curveball, slider thrown to him. And what makes Ohtani so special is he can get to most of them. But if I'm Darvish, I get it away.
2-1. Swing and a miss. Cutter over the plate.
And see, he struck him out on that pitch on a backdoor cutter. And that one actually went the other way. He was trying to bury it in, but it got it away. And I still think that's the recipe to get Ohtani out, is away.
On 2-2, Ohtani takes in the dirt, and the count goes full. 1 out of 8 against Darvish in his career, the guy that he grew up dreaming of being.
I don't want to have full of hyperbole in this game, but you can make an argument that this pitch right here is the difference between a double. If you walk him, it's a double. He's going to steal second.
Yeah, Darvish has a really hard time controlling the running game, and Ohtani, we know about him on the bases. Strikes him out. First inning, but could be one of the game's biggest pitches.
Again, I know that sounds crazy, but with the inability to hold runners and the Dodgers needing to get off to a good start and a lead, Ohtani has really not got on base when there's been nobody on. I think that's 0 for 11 now. So that's what makes him doubly dangerous, is he can get on via a walk, steal second, maybe even steal third.
1 gone in this scoreless first inning. Mookie Betts. First pitch curve for a strike, and a look at Fox Foresight, powered by Google Cloud. Thanks to Google Cloud for powering these real-time insights. Mookie Betts has found it just in time. Carried an 0 for 22 postseason drought into Game 3, but he's delivered the first punch both games in San Diego with a pair of first-inning home runs.
Well, Mookie's done a better job staying on the ball, and what I mean by that, not being so pull-happy. He hit a ball to straightaway center for a homer. He's hit a ball in the gap. When you can stay center to right center, when you get a breaking ball over the middle of the zone, you can pull it.
All out. Ahead 2-1.
But if you're thinking pull first, you're going to pull off those pitches. That's what the pitcher's trying to hope that he can expose the hitter, is expand the zone when he's trying to pull the baseball.
Both Dodger hitters have gotten ahead of Darvish, who was able to battle back to get Ohtani. He's home with a 2-1. And buckles his knees on another curve. Just such a wide difference in his fastest and his slowest pitches.
Well, and for you people sitting at home, that ball looks so slow to the hitter that messes with the timing. That ball's a ball when it comes out of his hand, and then the depth comes down into the strike zone.
After the 74-mile-per-hour curve of the 2-2. No. Spins one away, check swing, and a full count. And Darvish has said with all those options that he has, he never goes into a game with a concrete plan. Instead, the first and second innings are almost like a testing ground. He finds out what feels good. He reads the hitter's swings and goes from there. Another curve and a ground ball to short for Bogaerts. 2 up, 2 down. Because of that, because he feels his way into the game and tries to find it, that's where statistically the chance to get him is early on.
Yeah, well, when we get a chance to relook at this, you're going to see the flinch by Betts, and his hands react because he's fooled by the slower breaking ball. Watch this. He's going to put his foot down, but then see that pause? And then his hips are gone. There's no way to do anything with that ball other than what he did. And that's where change of speeds and spin can mess with a hitter's head.
2 outs. Freddie Freeman makes his return to the lineup today. Jumps on the first pitch and scorches one down the line for a base hit. And he'll hang on with a 2-out single and limp his way back to the bag. Dodgers survive Game 4 without Freddie Freeman, and 1 pitch into his return, he's on base.
Very typical Freddie Freeman, but there's a little grimace in there too. He would much rather hit a homer and jog, but he'll take the base hit. But the aggressive turn, maybe seeing about going to second, probably not the best idea, but you got to put on the brakes with an ankle like that. That's not fun.
You see it on his face too as he lumbers back into first base with a 2-out single. Gets Teoscar Hernandez to the plate. No score in this winner-take-all Game 5. Hernandez, who has shined for the Dodgers in this series, swings and misses. Similar deal with Tatis, John. When you're looking for guys who seem to have no pulse, the bigger the moment, he seems like he's one of those guys.
Yeah, he's been real dangerous, and being dangerous with a lot of strikeouts in his game is a compliment to the big hits he's been getting when a pitcher is going to go to him for that swing and miss type pitch.
Darvish gets in on him. Fastball's popped up right side of the diamond. Yamamoto and Darvish both put up zeros in this first inning with all the talk about fast starts being important. These pitchers doing their best to avoid them. Manny Machado comes up for the Padres when you come back.
Yamamoto threw a lot of fastballs the first inning. Let's see what he does to attack a very aggressive hitter.
It is a fastball. He does swing, launches a fly ball to deep right field. Betts feeling for the wall in this park, just large enough to hold it.
Yeah, he almost caught too much of the plate there, and that's a good sign for both hitter and pitcher. But Yamamoto has shown me right now that he's not afraid to challenge them with the fastballs and take some early risk in his quest to get, let's say, aggressive first pitch out. There's nothing better than a first pitch out in a game like this.
He's gotten the first 4 outs on 11 pitches, and now comes home to Jackson Merrill with a curveball that's rolled foul. We've not seen the splitter yet, which was the terrible pitch in the first game.
And again, this is unlike what most pitchers do. I love it because the hitters haven't seen it yet, and that should be something you keep in your pocket, especially if no one's on base.
Ahead 0-2.
And I think just the mechanical issues that might have been going on, maybe the nerves, they settled him in the bullpen in between starts, and he's come out here and done a great job setting the tone for the Dodgers. So there's no chaos early for bullpen.
There it is right there. First splitter's a good one, and he's retired the first 5. That splitter during the regular season, the league hit 170 against it. The Padres in Game 1 were 2 for 2 with Machado's home run.
Yeah, and going all the way back to the first game of the year, he left a lot of those up. And that's a lot of swings you're going to see when you effectively throw this pitch off your fastball. See how long that stayed in the strike zone? That's why a hitter doesn't recognize it, and that's why it either off the end of the bat or swing and miss. 2 outs and a scoreless second. Outside with the first one to Xander Bogaerts.
Yamamoto has bounced back from a nightmare first start in a series before. The Japan series last year, he gave up 7 runs in 1 inning, or 7 runs in game 1, and then came back in game 6 with his team facing elimination, coming off that nightmare first game, and set a Japan series record with 14 Ks in a John Smoltz-like 138 pitch complete game.
Well, that's why they signed him to a lot of money. And they're hoping to see a lot of this over the next few years. Now, he did get interrupted with a little bit of an injury, but he's starting to show the signs of that game in New York where he was off the charts nasty.
3 balls, 1 strike. Yeah, that was kind of the crowning moment on the first part of his season against the Yankees. Shut down what at that point was the best offense in baseball and had a sub-3 ERA in June. But then he missed 3 months with the shoulder. Just a little bit of a ramp up to get ready for the postseason. Hadn't been quite as sharp. This looks like the first half Yamamoto so far.
I'm telling you, his slider is on point, and his fastball staying out of the middle for the most part early on.
Roxon fires a 3-2, and he's issued the walk. Padres have their first base runner.
That's the one he tried to reach back and get a little extra. And when you pull those pitches, that's common for not just trusting and sitting back and throwing. He has one of the most unique deliveries where it looks like his lower half doesn't do much. But man, 98, 97. See, right there, you would think he'd get a little more. It's more of a lower slide step type drive out of the windup.
David Peralta up there with 2 away. Strike 1. He continues to attack with a fastball. Now, Peralta, first 3 games of the postseason, had 1 at bat. Moves into the starting lineup game 2, hits a home run, then has a go-ahead double in his second game. 2 more hits in game 4. Long way from where he started the year in AAA with the Cubs, hoping to just get 1 more shot in the big leagues. The 0-2 from Yamamoto. Now is 1-2. Ground ball to second. Easy play, Gavin Lux. 2 scoreless innings for Yamamoto. He's right here in Yu Darvish. 203 wins between Japan and the big leagues. 12 postseason starts, and the picture of calm in a tough environment with the season on the line. Goes to work against Max Muncy. And misses away with a sweeper.
Well, Max Muncy showing a little bit better coming out of it, meaning expand the zone too much, get back in the strike zone is what Dave Roberts wants from this slugger.
When he's at his best, that's who he is. He's very stubborn, only swings at a lot of times middle pitches. He's been chasing up a bunch.
Yeah, that's the one kryptonite right now. Trying to make something happen, and swinging at those pitches is hard to connect.
Down to 73 with the curve.
See, after a slow pitch like that, we talked about, and even the variance of speeds, he could throw a high fastball right near, and Max Muncy would have a hard time. Don't know that's what he's going to do, though. Yeah, just over the plate. That pitch has to look to a hitter like, oh shoot, it's down the middle. And when you're consistently swinging at that pitch, you can't recognize it. But if it's away like that, then that's just a waste pitch.
Muncy starting the second inning. Here comes a 2-2 from Darvish. Muncy takes ball 3. Darvish has worked a lot of full counts so far. A lot of deep counts at least. 5, 6, and 7 for the Dodgers in the second. Which one of these teams will strike first? Fast starts have been everything in this series. Oh, that's a leadoff walk for Muncy.
Well, for you, Darvish, if you're a hitter, especially the Dodgers, you're not going to like facing him.
Yeah, he's dominated the Dodgers this season throughout his career. The Dodgers in the lineup today collectively 198 average against Yu Darvish. And in his postseason career with the Padres, 3-1 over 5 starts. It's the 5th elimination game that he started, trying to get his first win in those. Will Smith fouls off the first pitch. And Will went into the 3rd inning on Wednesday, 0 for 9 in the postseason, and then crushed the longest home run from any player this October.
And again, when that feeling comes to a hitter of staying on the ball and going straight away center, I just think hitters are at their best when they can go right to right center, and then their pull side is what's going to be where they're strongest. And Will Smith is good to his pull side. But when you're pulling off the ball, you have no chance to go to straightaway center, and then you're going to have numbers like he's had, and you get out of your mechanics.
Is seeing that one swing the other night, if Yu Darvish getting ready for this game, does that alter the way you're looking at Smith?
Not necessarily, based on the way that he pitches versus how he hit that home run the other night. I think you just have to keep exposing. A hitter has to close a door. If he's got a door open for you, keep going to that open door and keep throwing those same pitches till he makes you change.
Sharply hit but foul.
And that's not an open door. In is a strength for Will Smith. That's why you got to stay out of that part of the plate. This ball backs up. It's supposed to slide. It backs up, and he was a foot or two from getting a double down the line.
So you're saying, I mean, he's got all these pitches. He can stymie you, he can fluster you, but he will miss badly occasionally.
Yeah, it's the variance of speeds that gets away with the missing badly. If you're sitting on a pitch and you get it and he misses badly, the hitter's going to win.
1 ball and 2 strikes. Will Smith watches ball 2. Dodgers coming off that 8-run outburst in Game 4, along with the bullpen games, saved their season. 2-2 pitch to third, and Machado hot hands to start a double play. That thing was on him in a hurry, and he's still able to field it cleanly.
I'm sorry, people. This guy makes it look too easy. This was not an easy play. His hands, his throwing, everything is perfect. Top spin. He didn't get that in the heel. He got it right in the glove to turn a rare double play on a ball that most people are going to beat out, and Will Smith can run a little bit, so that's a big double play early.
That was part of the story for Darvish in Game 2. The defense behind him helping him get through those 7 innings. So the base is wiped clean, and Kike Hernandez jumps on the first one, sends a high fly ball to deep left field, and Hernandez does it again in October. Dodgers strike first.
First pitch fastball, middle in. He didn't miss it.
He really does this time of year. Some of the guys just turn into something else in October. And for Kike Hernandez, his 14th postseason home run in this series loaded with superstar players. That's the most of anybody. And the Dodgers have the all-important first run in this game. Ball 1 on Gavin Lux. With the Dodgers and Kike Hernandez, you just can't keep them apart. And this is a big reason why the Dodgers wanted him back for this October stage. One-0 to Lux. Ground ball, diving stop, Jake Cronenworth. A couple defensive gems for the Padres in this 2nd inning. But the Dodgers draw first blood. It's Kike Hernandez jumping on the first pitch and saying goodbye and hello to the scoreboard for Dodgers in Game 5. It's 1-0.
We're having it.
Chilled. Mike, you've seen Yamamoto now a fourth time. The one you're seeing today, the velocity's up, almost 70% fastballs. What's the key to getting through?
Yeah, no, the heater's better than we've seen in the past. He's got a good one. He's throwing it a lot. He's locating it. Just a matter of getting him in the zone, putting a good swing on it, being on time.
Your starting pitcher, Yu Darvish, what have you seen so far?
Spinning the ball good. It's coming out good. A couple nice defensive plays. Kiki ambushing for the homer, but otherwise looks good.
Thanks so much, Mike.
All right, Tom, always.
Padres are the only franchise that's played at least 3 winner-take-all games and won them all. Game 5 of the '84 Championship Series against the Cubs to get to their first World Series. Wild card round in 20. Again in 22 in a hostile road environment in New York. Jake Cronenworth flies this ball to center field. Hernandez drifts to the warning track to put it away, and a couple long flyouts against Yamamoto. Pitch, hit, and run is the free official MLB skills competition for baseball and softball players ages 7 to 14. Host a local competition next year and give the kids a chance to make it to the national finals at the 2025 World Series. Visit pitchhitrun.com. Top of the third, one away, and here's the 9-hitter Higashioka. Man, oh man, different guy.
Yeah,
Yamamoto.
and a good one in a good way too, to establish yourself that you're not afraid to attack the zone against a good hitting team with your fastball and send a message. You're sending a message to your manager too, by the way.
Which is,
I'm in here, don't take me out, like don't give me a reason. And I'm sure for Dave, he's got a plan in mind. But the starting pitcher can change the plans, good and bad.
0-2 comes home, and it's taken low. Dave Roberts has managed in 7 winner-take-all games. He's 5-2 in those 7 games, and he's used at least 5 pitchers in all of them.
Yeah, and it's just the narrative that your guys are down there. You're known for a really good bullpen, and you don't want to lose a game without them.
Hit sharply through the left side, and Higashioka on a 1-2 pitch has a base hit. He's given him so much out of the 9th spot all season, here in the postseason as well.
Number 4, Luis Arraez.
And again, this guy's been so patient and taking a strike. I'm leery. I don't know if he's going to be. I would be pitching that he's about to hit the first pitch, because you cannot take a chance with him. Even though he's struggling a little bit and he primarily takes the first pitch.
See if Arraez changes things up here. He does, and bangs one to right center field for a base hit. Back-to-back hits on back-to-back pitches for the Padres.
And that's what I'm saying. When a guy's struggling and he's as good as he is, it's almost a point where you cherry pick the pitcher by hitting a fastball that you normally take. And that's exactly what Arraez did, and has set the table now for the Padres offense to respond.
And they got the right guy coming up. Fernando Tatis Jr. went down on strikes his first time.
Tatis has absolutely seen this pitcher great, the exception of the last at bat. That's where Yamamoto really went to work on him and made some quality pitches.
Padres looking for the response. Ball 1 as he overthrows that slider.
I always felt that in these games, when you have a pitcher that has a go-to pitch and he doesn't have the feel for that go-to pitch, that tells you something. Now, that go-to pitch has been really good so far. We just haven't seen as many of them. But he has overthrown a couple pitches, which is natural.
Drops in a curve. And he's lucky Tatis wasn't looking for that.
Darvish type curveball. Totally got him buckled.
And now fires 1-1. Taken for ball 2. Tatis has been an incredible blend of just huge power, but also patience.
Yeah, he's been much better. As time goes, he'll get even better at staying away from chasing way off the plate. When he gets in those modes, then he's vulnerable.
Scott Higashioka at second, Arise at first. On this 2-1, he takes a splitter low, ball 3.
Because he's a taller hitter and not as tall as Judge, the pitch down and away is going to be harder for him to get to. And if he starts reaching out there, that's when you can bust him in and get that free strike in there. But now a dangerous pitch here, 3-1.
Tying run at second, go ahead run at first. Here it comes. Tatis grounds one to third for Max Muncy. Go to second for one. Lutz to first, a double play. They finish off this third inning. The first traffic against Yamamoto, and a twin killing wipes him clean and ends the inning.
Back here at Dodger Stadium with Dodgers manager Dave Roberts. Dave, Yamamoto looks great. How long will you ride him?
Yeah, he looks good right now, Kenny. I think that, you know, for me, I just want to get him through the 4th inning. We'll see how he looks. You know, I don't think he's been past the 6th or into the 6th inning since that start in New York against the Yankees. So right now, as you said, you know, I'm using my eyes, just throwing the baseball well. But obviously, that was a big double play ball off Tatis's bat.
Kike Hernandez. Dave, what is it about him in October?
I just think that certain players want the big moment, the big stage, the big spotlight, not afraid to fail. And Kike's done it time and time again, and honestly been one of the great postseason players of kind of our current time.
Dave, thank you very much.
All right, Ken.
Kike Hernandez, Kenny, in his regular season career homers once every 29 at-bats. In the postseason, it's once every 13. And he's got the Dodgers in front 1-0 here in the bottom of the 3rd. Tommy Edman leads off. And Smoke smacks one on the ground to short for Bogarts, and they keep the bases empty with Ohtani coming up.
Well, Darvish gives you so many looks. I'm going to give you an example. Here's 2 different looks, right? He's going to throw in all quadrants. But look at how a hitter's got to recognize that coming out of his hand. Good luck there. And then for Ohtani, here's the other 3 pitches that he throws, and he can separate the strike zone from east to west, north and south. That's what makes him special. And right now, this battle, this matchup you talked about in Japan, I can't even imagine watching a game with 3 of the biggest superstars they have had to come over here and impact not only this series but baseball.
Struck him out the first time. He's now 1 for 9 against Darvish lifetime. Yeah, it starts him with a splitter here. He flashed a couple fastballs in the first at bat, which is newsworthy. Just about 10 a.m. tomorrow in Tokyo at this point. The whole country eyes on this matchup. One of the biggest games in Japanese baseball history here in the big leagues. Now an 0-1 from Darvish. Ohtani takes it in the dirt. 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 of the 71 big leaguers to come from Japan facing off both in the pitching matchup and in this pitcher-hitter matchup here. Masanori Murakami, reliever for the Giants in the 1960s through Hideo Nomo and Ichiro and Matsui. And now this golden era for Japanese stars in the big leagues. One of them at the plate here, Ohtani. Pops it up on the left side of the infield for Machado. 2 out.
When a hitter gets a little bit in between, even though that was a pitch that Ohtani usually crushes, he's been mixing him up, slowing his eyes down with breaking stuff, splitters, and then gets a fastball up and just can't live up there. But you couldn't that at bat, and you got him to pop it up.
2 gone in this 3rd. Here's Betts. Bunch of curveballs first time he saw Darvish. And a fastball here is on the knuckles. Grounded to first. Darvish to the bag. And he's got a 1-2-3 inning. His first clean inning of the day. Today's telecast is sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Cars, homes, boats, motorcycles, RVs, and more. Back in a decisive Game 5 in 2016, Clayton Kershaw went down to the bullpen and got himself ready, came back on short rest right there, finished it off. As the future Hall of Famer looks on, unavailable in this postseason because of injury. Yoshinobu Yamamoto has been sparkling so far. 3 scoreless innings. The first pitch curve to Profar's in the dirt.
And now he can mix it up a little bit because he went different on him and threw more fastballs than the first game. Now he can kind of flip the script after he's established his fastball and go to that secondary stuff that he's so good at.
Padres have Profar, Machado, and Merrill coming up here. 3, 4, and 5. Swing and a miss at a good splitter.
That's the best one he's thrown. That one you could have told the hitter it was coming. This one just comes out of his hands perfectly. Perfect rotation and ends up in a great spot.
1 ball and 2 strikes. Jurickson Profar takes a little bit low.
That's a really good pitch, just below the zone.
Profar such a tough out. One of the highest on base percentages in the league this year. Leading off this 4th. Bouncing one to second. Easy to first. Easy one for Freddie Freeman for the first out of the 4th. As Yamamoto continues to cruise, the game and the season could hinge on Dave Roberts' decision. And the same thing on the other side, Mike Schilt. Too early or too late going to get your starting pitcher in a game like this, and that could make all the difference.
Yeah, it's not a fun game to manage. They'll tell you that. It's fun to get here with a chance to move on and take on the Mets for the rights of the World Series, but it's a tough game to manage when you have no more room for error.
Manny Machado swung at the first pitch first time, nearly hit a home run. Swings at the first pitch again and just gets a piece.
You know, the last game that he managed, he had really no options. So he went with every option that he could take out of the bullpen. And people would say, wow, go with that again. Not so fast. We covered how much they paid this young man and what does that say to him?
Over the plate, fly to right. Betts is going back. That's almost an instant replay of Machado's first time up there. Flies to the warning track, 2 away. You know, Dave even said, yeah, it went great and it was stressful, but it's way harder to manage a game like this where you truly have like that one fine decision you're going to make. Whereas here, you know, you're going to get roughly an inning from all these guys and hope that it lines up. Here, the timing of your decision could be everything. Yamamoto's made it pretty easy on him so far. 2 up and 2 down in the 4th. Jackson Merrill takes ball 1.
Well, every hitter will tell you when they're facing a guy in rhythm and they're not getting anything on the scoreboard, but the moment he comes out, the hitters feel great. They don't care if Bob Gibson's coming in next. Because at that moment, they weren't able to square up or score any runs off the current pitcher.
Whether it's the bullpen game or Yamamoto for the Padres, this is now 18 consecutive scoreless innings since they scored 6 in the 2nd inning of Game 3. Two 2-0 on Merrill. Breaking pitch, popped to right. Mookie Betts. A 1-2-3-4 inning for Yamamoto. 4 scoreless in this winner take all Game 5. To the 2024 National League Division Series on Fox, presented by Booking.com. Dodgers and Padres in a 1-run game to the bottom of the 4th. 3, 4, and 5 coming up for LA. Freddie Freeman leads off against Yu Darvish, whose first pitch is swatted foul.
Well, the Dodgers have been aggressive against Yu Darvish, and both teams should probably be aggressive because I don't think either hitters are going to like getting in the other team's bullpen. So whatever work needs to be done, it needs to be done in these first 4 innings, which we documented has been the secret to success for each club.
Each of the first 4 games, the team with the lead after 4 innings has gone on to win. Fast starts have been huge. Perhaps we're due, though, for somebody to provide a big swing late in this Game 5. Freeman, who singled his first time. Swings and misses here, and he's behind 1-2. Darvish is 1-2. Lifted towards the left field corner. Profar is going back. He's got room for the first out.
Well, when you're facing, here's another way to look at when you're facing Yu Darvish. Watch all the pitches he has and watch where they stop. Of course, the fastball is going to get there the fastest, but then you got to be able to recognize the splitter, which is slower, the slider slower, the curveball slower. All the different breaking balls have a timing issue for the hitters, and the more he throws, he could create pitches that we don't even document. That's how talented he is. The breakdown's too even. You can't sit on anything, and when he's on, it's tough on a hitter.
Once again, he's over 50% breaking ball. Thanks to StatCast 3D, powered by Google Cloud. For those insights, here's Teoscar Hernandez with one away in the fourth.
If you gave me one secret superpower while I was playing, just one, I would want to know if the hitter walked to the plate ready to swing on the first pitch. That's what I want to know. Because then I have an advantage on what pitch that I think I can get him to either get a quick out or a swing and a miss. Where it stinks is when you think you're doing something and he's going to swing and you make a real good pitch and he takes, then you're like, darn it. So the cat and mouse game still exists. We have information on every count, every pitch, tendencies. We have breakdowns, but still, when hitters go up there like Kiki Hernandez did, and you throw that, it's not a get me over fastball. It's just a shock when it happens to the pitcher's mind. It's like, oh, shoot.
Yeah. How about the time you were certain Big Papi was going to take first pitch?
Yeah, he got me, man. He got some intel from his dad. He said, quit taking the first pitch. Everybody knows it.
That call came at a really bad time for you earlier that day. On a 2-1, Teoscar Hernandez takes a little bit low, ball 3.
Well, bottom of the zone, just below. Looks great to the pitcher. Always did. I thought those were strikes too. And then you go watch the replay and you're like, oh, well, maybe it wasn't.
Teoscar Hernandez, one of their top hitters in this postseason. Fouls off this fastball. And the count goes full. Game-winning hit in the first game. He had the grand slam in game 3. At least one hit in all 4 games. As he's arrived where he hopes signing with the Dodgers would allow him to. Right here in the postseason. 9 years in the big leagues, just 4 postseason games, and was all in the wild card round in Toronto. All losses. He was hungry for the big games with the best teams. On this payoff pitch, Hernandez chases strike 3. Two gone in the fourth. Tomorrow afternoon, the divisional round wraps up with a winner-take-all game between the Tigers and the Guardians. 1 o'clock Eastern on TBS. Tarek Skubal goes for the Tigers in that game, and then National League Championship Series gets underway on Sunday with the winner of tonight's game against the Mets at 8 o'clock Eastern right here on Fox. Darvish has retired 6 straight. Muncy muscles one up the middle, make it 7 as he gets him with a cutter and sends this game to the 5th. Noon Saturday, after a huge win to take down Michigan, Washington takes on Iowa in a Big Ten showdown, all starting at 10 a.m. with big noon kickoff live from Provo ahead of the Arizona BYU clash, and then Washington Iowa at noon only on Fox. After the Padres chase Yamamoto over 3 innings in game 1, he's come back here in game 5 with the season on the line and been at his best. Narrow lead though, just 1-0 in the Kike Hernandez home run.
Yeah, safe to say this will be his last inning, and Dave Roberts would have a dream come true if he can get through this inning without getting to the top of the order of the Padres.
6, 7, and 8 here. Xander Bogaerts ahead 2-0. Well, for Yamamoto, this is his 6th start since returning from 3 months on the IL with a shoulder injury. He had only gone into the 5th 1 time over those first 5. And then he put him here in the biggest game of his life. And it's like, what are you going to get? But he has found it at the last moment for him.
He has. In fairness to him, they didn't sign him to be the #1 guy. They had that one already worked out, but injuries have forced him to be the #1 guy. or at least be in this position to start game 1 and now 5.
First signs of the bullpen stirring. Evan Phillips warms. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Bogarts, and we check in with Ken Rosenthal. Check in with him again in a second here. Here's a 2-2. And it's full. Go ahead, Ken. I promise eventually we're going to get Ken. Tension's killing me, though. Hey. Strike 3 with a fastball. 98 to the knees for the first out of the 5th. Now, Ken, 3rd time's the charm. Should I just do my best Kenny impression?
I think what Kenny was going to say, speak on his behalf, is that when you get the leadoff hitter out of every inning in a big game like this, the stress goes down. He's done a great job getting the leadoff hitter, creating no sense of any kind of big rally, even though they got the hits after the first out was made. You were 1 play away from a double play, and he got it.
David Peralta, 1-0 5th inning. 1 ball, 1 strike. I've heard you talk about it through the years, Sean. So you're looking at the pitch count there at 55. Without context, you don't know a lot about that. But when you hear what you just said, that's 55 low pressure pitches.
Yeah, that's what every dream pitcher wants in these kind of games.
Down the line, Hernandez over. Does he have room? Not quite. Low pressure, probably not the way to put it, but low stress for sure.
All right, guys, here I am.
Yeah,
Sorry about that.
Hey, Ken.
John, you were right. There's one point I wanted to make about Yamamoto. He has allowed 6 balls hit 100 miles per hour or more tonight. That is a clear sign that things are not going exactly as planned. Darvish has allowed only 3 hit 100 or more.
Difference for the Dodgers, the defense, which let them down earlier in this series. Opened the door for that 6-run inning in the second in game 2 or in game 3, but been there for him today.
Yeah, this is all attention, all focus. You know what this game means.
Here's his 1-2. It's a breaking pitch, and it takes the sting out of it with a pop into shallow right for Gavin Lux. 2 out. Tom, let's try your mic.
I think it's working.
Yeah.
There we go. Hey, Joe, it's really interesting to see. I know Yamamoto hasn't had a lot of length in games recently, but looking at his stuff, man, is he holding it and then some. His splitter today is 2 miles an hour above his season average. That is firm. And velocity here in this inning in the 5th, he's lost nothing of it. That's up 1.5 miles. He looks strong.
Dodger killer right here with 2 gone in the 5th. Jake Cronenworth outside, ball 1. Yamamoto healthy, coming off of that shoulder injury, and no doubt jolted by this sellout crowd, the stakes of this game. He's doing what he's done before, bouncing back from a bad game to start a series and showing up when his team needs him most. And the Dodgers weren't asking for history like he pitched in the Japan series last year. His team facing elimination. They were hopeful he could make the same kind of quick turnaround, though, with the pressure on. '26-year-old righty's 1-1 is a little bit high. 2 balls and a strike on Cronenworth. Padres looking for somebody to spark them. Have not scored since the 2nd inning of game 3.
Well, he made a pitch 3-1 to Tatis and got that double play on a 3-1 slider. This one just outside. 3-1 count here.
Cronenworth pulls one right side. Freddie Freeman. Yoshi Yamamoto with 5 scoreless innings in a winner take all. Telecast is sponsored by Google Cloud, the official AI partner of MLB. Catch the game like never before with Google Cloud AI. Our very own Derek Jeter going into the crowd in Game 5 of the Division Series in 2001. One of the legendary plays of his career. In Game 5 of this Division Series, on a Kike Hernandez home run, the Dodgers lead Yu Darvish and the Padres 1-0. Winner to the championship series to face New York. Will Smith shows bunt with Machado back at third and rolls it foul. This is between innings. Yamamoto over there, embraced by Dave Roberts. He's just 63 pitches, but with the top of the order looming, you figured this is the spot that Dave Roberts is going to look to get the bullpen going.
Yeah, I think so. And the regular season game, all things considered, he obviously stay in the game, but it's a little different. You know, both New York teams are kind of enjoying the 5-game series on both sides.
Yeah. Mets are going to fly here to Los Angeles tomorrow. And what a story they are. You know, we talk about them like they're some kind of Cinderella, but they've been the best team in baseball since the beginning of June.
They have. It's been I'm sure, a magical ride for them.
Smith flies this ball to center field in Jackson Merrill. No one gone in this 5th inning. The Yankees finishing off the Royals yesterday, even though Aaron Judge didn't do a whole lot. Giancarlo Stanton once again shows up in the postseason.
Yeah, him and Lindor doing his thing. Look, the Yankees are glad that Skubal is pitching tomorrow.
Get him out of the way, right?
I mean, regardless of what happens, that's going to be 2 teams using a lot of resources to go play New York.
Kike Hernandez, the hero in this game to this point. Takes one down the middle, strike one. We talked about how frequently he hits home runs in the postseason. Just to give that a little more context, he hits home runs at a faster clip in the postseason than Manny Ramirez did. On this 0-1 from Darvish. Swings and misses at a curve.
You know how talented you have to be. Just shimmy with your lower half. Pause and then throw a 72-mile-an-hour breaking ball, and then follow it up if you want with a 96-mile-an-hour fastball. He just has learned so much in the time that he's been here. Very talented.
Fires 0-2. I mean, he is a master of his craft, and it is a joy to watch Yu Darvish, who's 38 years old, in his 19th year as a pro, his 12th year in the big leagues, do his thing.
You got to have a strong lower half to do what he does.
Tries another 0-2 to Hernandez. Kike checks his swing, and it's 1-2. Missed a lot of this season because of the injuries and the personal reasons. They didn't know if they'd get him back. 6 starts since returning at the beginning of September, though. The Padres have won all 6. And he's been good tonight. Yamamoto's been a little bit better. 5 scoreless innings for the Dodgers. Evan Phillips in the bullpen, ready to take over. Home run hitter Hernandez. 2-2.
Well, they say in this sport, a solo home run rarely beats you. That's the looming difference for a team that has put up cricket numbers. The Padres have been shut down lately.
Fouled into the glove. Strike 3. Good squeeze right there by Higashioka to finish it off. Yeah, it's 20 consecutive scoreless innings for this Padres offense. Bad time for it to go MIA. They're actually going to say that ball hit the ground. So Hernandez is still in there.
Oh, wow.
You fill out your score sheet already?
I sure
Need
did.
some whiteout?
I may.
T-Mobile is America's largest and fastest 5G network. Still 2-2 on Kike. Get John some whiteout as the 2-2 comes home. Hernandez. Yes. All right, you don't need the whiteout. He strikes out anyways.
Number 9,
Darvish is now retired 9 straight. And a beautiful night here in Los Angeles. The sun setting, bouncing off of the mountains in the distance. Full house for this Game 5. Gavin Lux takes a ball. The Dodgers responded in a Game 4 where they had every reason not to. It was a bullpen game. They were without their first baseman, without their shortstop. They had to do it at Petco with the Padres absolutely rolling. If there's any doubt left about their ability to match the Padres' edge and intensity and emotion, that was wiped away with their backs against the wall on Wednesday.
Yeah, I mean, it's easy to come up with reasons and be validated with everything that the Dodgers' injuries have impacted this roster, but injuries are part of the game.
Chopper to first. Arise has it. It's a race to the bag that Darvish wins. Darvish has been excellent. Just a run over 5 innings. On to the 6th we go. The big guys coming up soon for the Padres. Down a run. Got quite a backdrop here for this Game 5. Beautiful skies above in Southern California. Southern California rivals facing off with a trip to the championship game at stake. Bullpen takes over. Evan Phillips to Kyle Higashioka outside with the first pitch.
Phillips, great fastball you see right there, but also that tight breaking ball that he throws a lot. Tough on right-handed hitters.
He's faced 8 hitters in this series. He's retired them all. And Dave Roberts, John, felt like he had 5 or 6 innings he could cover with the bullpen today. He's only going to need to cover 4 in regulation. Who knows where this thing heads. But with the 5 innings from Yamamoto set up.
Good, Will.
And now you got a bullpen that in the 2 wins in this series has fired 13 2/3 scoreless innings. Does it still apply what you were saying, though, that anybody other than Yamamoto at this point, you're saying, okay, here we go for the Padres?
Yeah, I mean, but on the flip side, you got Game 4.
Yeah. Swing and a miss and a strikeout to Higashioka. Yeah, that looms very recently. And a 20-inning scoreless drought for the Padres offense.
Well, low 3/4, that ball pops out and just kind of tight break across the zone is what makes him so tough to hit. Got to be able to set it up with throwing strikes with your fastball. He does that.
Arise, who got a base hit his last time. Backdoors, strike 1. Evan Phillips is a guy who, when they acquired him a few years ago, nobody said a word about it. This guy had a 7 ERA in his career, and it was just somebody they looked at as helping cover a bullpen day. They needed an arm, so let's give this guy that's got a decent slider a chance and see what he can become. And wow, not only did he help him cover that random day in August a few years ago, but became their closer. And while he struggled a little bit midsummer and lost that role, he's vaulted himself right back to the top of the trust tree. The 1-1 pitch. In on a rise. 1-2.
Well, another leadoff hitter. I'm telling you, you keep getting leadoff hitters out in these games. I'm not saying that there hasn't been 2-out rallies, which we've seen in this series. It's just harder to muster any energy.
Phillips delivers. Especially, John, with a lineup with this kind of personality where they get going a little bit, it snowballs so fast for the Padres.
Yeah, they're a high octane, emotional kind of momentum type offense, and you could do that when you constantly put it in play. It would be different if you had a bunch of strikeouts in between there. It's tough to get going, but they don't have that.
Yeah, even tonight, we're don't have anything on the board. They've only struck out 3 times. They've put the ball in play against Yamamoto. Some good defense and balls hit right at guys. Another 2-2 pitch. Fouled off. Arise barely stays alive. Guy right here, the face of their team-wide approach. Lineup with the highest average and the fewest strikeouts in the majors. The modern master of that right here. trying to get aboard and make Tatis the go-ahead run. 1-0 sixth inning. Winner to the championship series. Another 2-2, and the count goes full.
I tell you, with all this offense and all these runs, you might look back and go, well, there had to be a lot of stolen bases too. We haven't seen hardly anything. I mean, Freddie Freeman stole a base.
Pop up, foul ground, and we'll reach the seats. That's what, one of 4 total for the Dodgers. It all came over the first couple games. All the offense came over the first 4 games. 43 runs between these teams the first 4 games. With a pitcher's duel going in game 5. Just how you like it,
yeah,
John
this
Smoltz.
is the way it's supposed to be. Tension.
That man there. The home run swing. 8th pitch. Ground ball. Backhand Freeman. Diminished range. Had just enough to get to that ball for out number 2. And so they face Tatis with the bases empty.
Well, Freddie's one of the best, especially when he's healthy. He gets to everything. But right now, he's just glad to get to anything.
Max Muncy sees that across the diamond, and I think that's what this meeting probably is. He walks in there to give Freeman a second. Freeman the other night when he was out, Muncy made a play early on in the game, lunging to his right. And Freeman told Kenny after that, there's no chance I would have made that play. This is game 4. One of the first hitters. In fact, the first hitter of the game, Muncy was shifted over there a little bit. Freeman hasn't been able to play that far up the middle because he can't get to first base if he's that far. His reaction said it all. Just enough in him to get to that ball.
Ball was hit a little softer so he could get to it and didn't have to run to the bag.
Tatis, the kind of spot he's dreamt of. 1-0. How you pitching him if you're Evan Phillips?
I pick my spot with a fastball, but I would try to spin it on the outside part of the plate like he did right there.
Left it over the plate, hooked to left field. Teoscar Hernandez is there. Evan Phillips with a 1-2-3-6. The Dodgers 1, the Padres nothing. Two heroes in this game to this point for the Dodgers with an embrace right there. Kike Hernandez says to Yamamoto, I'm proud of you. Freddie Freeman with a nice play to help Evan Phillips pitch a 1-2-3 inning. Darvish stays in, drops in a curve to Tommy Edman. 9-1-2 coming up for the Dodgers here in the 6th. That means Shohei Ohtani waits on deck. Here's the 1-0. You know, the huge contract that Ohtani signed, one of a kind, of course, $700 million. And the production has speak loudly for itself, what he's done on the field. But everything he's meant off of the field from a financial aspect, but then just from an interest aspect across the world. Hard to put a price tag on the joy that he's brought, the eyeballs that he's brought. Just the sense of wonder that he strikes in this ballpark every single night.
Yeah, it's not tough to say he's worth every penny.
Yeah,
right. Already. That's the hardest part that people couldn't quantify when they first saw this contract going, what? But everything you just mentioned off the field and everything that this stadium is filled with the jerseys answers that question.
Whole country of Japan watching. Japan's become a big Dodger country again. It was when Hideo Nomo was with the Dodgers. They got Ohtani gear, Dodger hats in every store over there. Ratings on NHK through the roof. Ratings here through the roof when this guy's on the screen. Too close for comfort for his Dodgers here in the 6th. Fouls off the first one from Darvish.
I mean, there is so much pressure on him in a magical year. It's almost impossible to continue that in the postseason consistently enough. He's going to be so marked from the pitchers who attack him to the relievers that come in. that would never come into a regular season game like that. They just wouldn't. You're not facing the Dodgers in game 105 and bringing in a lefty specialist in the 5th inning. Then that's what's going to happen in the postseason.
You're going to get everybody's best every single time you go up there. Had the home run in the first game. Padres have done a good job on Ohtani. Outside of that home run that he hit against Dylan Cease. Bats to the bases empty, 1 gone in the 6th inning. Dodgers don't have a base runner since Kike Hernandez's home run in the 2nd. The 0-2 pitch. Ohtani takes outside. Now, what he's done this year is even more astounding, and you were kind of touching on this, but when you consider everything he's dealt with off of the field, with the pressure that the contract brings, and with everything that going to a new team brings, regardless of how much money you sign for. Chase is right here for strike 3. Yeah, the gambling and theft scandal with his closest friend, his interpreter at the start of the season, where he was victimized by that.
Yeah, that was a weird deal, you know, the way that whole shook out.
But to deal with that and still have the year he's had, the player is incredible, extraordinary, but the person, unshakable. Strikes out for the 2nd time today. Here's Mookie Betts. 0 for 2 here in game 5. Grounds this ball to short. And Yu Darvish has cruised since the home run. Bring it back with Fox Foresight, powered by Google Cloud, as Jurickson Profar leads things off. He was 2nd in the National League in on-base percentage this season, behind just Shohei Ohtani. And giving him a 40% chance here to reach, thanks to Google Cloud for powering these real-time insights. 1-run game, top of the 7th. Evan Phillips stays in. And Profar takes away ball 1. You figure this, John, will be 2 hitters here for Phillips, and then the left-handed batting Jackson Merrill. They've got Alex Vesia warming.
Yep. Scripted scenarios don't always come to fruition, but so far so good for the Dodgers.
Profar drags a bunt foul.
You know, you plan it out, you do your think tank, you work out all the scenarios, you look at leverage, who's got this, who's got that. But the game has to allow you to get to that point, and so far that is what the Dodgers have played flawless, done everything you have to do, and still 1 swing away from tying the game up.
You crunch the numbers, you can lay the script, but the guy's got to go out there and do it too. Strike 2.
They got the top of the zone right there.
Phillips delivers. Profar takes in the dirt.
Top of the zone, and that pitch will never get a swing, right? He wasn't trying to bounce it that far. He was trying to bury that to the backside of his leg. After seeing a high fastball, if you get that height of that up and it comes into the left-handed hitter, tough to lay off of.
Profar, one of the Padres MVPs this year. On this 2-2. Strike 3 with a fastball to the corner.
This first pitch, that's a great inside sinker. This first pitch should be a slider against aggressive hitter.
Rob Lowe loves it. Who's who in the building tonight as celebrities and other sports stars. Tying run at the plate. It is Machado, who got buzzed with the first pitch. He twice tonight, John, has flied to the wall in right field.
Yeah, the ball was carrying pretty well early on, and just not enough for Machado's 2 fly balls. Well, that pitch was supposed to be away, and it sailed in.
Here's the 1-0. There's a beautiful sweeper, swing and a miss, ball and a strike. It was Manny Machado's arrival in San Diego that started to change things for the Padres. 3 postseason trips in 5 years. Looking for a comeback win to get back to the championship series. On this 1-1. Watches a ball miss away.
Well, we talked about these two teams have the ability to score runs, right? Well, the last 24 hitters combined 0 for in this game. So that just shows you what execution on the pitching mound has done to these two good offenses.
2-1. 2-2. Wow, to the plate with that one. Strikes out Machado. He's faced 13 hitters in this division series. He's retired all 13.
That's Darvish-like right there. What a pitch.
The Dodger bullpen keeps on mowing him down. Phillips gets a great hand as Vesia comes in. 1-0 game, top of the 7th. Three of the next 4 hitters are left-handers, so here's Alex Vesia. Jackson Merrill. The rookie's 0 for 2 in this game. Swings and misses at Vesia's first pitch. Drastic splits. OPS 250 points lower against lefties for Merrill. 0 for 2 against Vesia in this series. Couldn't lay off, and it's 0-2 just like that.
Well, he's got such a weird angle that he presents to the left-handed batters, does Vesia, and so tough to pick it up. Late break on that breaking ball, and then pretty darn good fastball that jumps out of his hand. So he can do just about anything he wants right here on an 0-2 count.
Nothing has really looked to phase Jackson Merrill all year through this rookie season where he debuted when he was 20. Into this postseason where he had a 3-hit game, including a home run the last time he was here. Another 0-2 from Alex Vesia. Look out.
Tried to climb the ladder. He did climb the ladder, but
fly ball left side. That is Muncy over, out of room.
okay, the last 2 breaking balls were not good, so you got to make the adjustment with 2 strikes. He threw the fastball up and in. The last 2 have rolled over the middle of the plate. It has to be sharp and away to get the reaction he got the first 2 pitches. The last 2 breaking balls need to make an adjustment.
Merrill had 24 home runs during the regular season. Another 1-2. Back to the fastball to finish him off. No chill from Alex Vesia. No hits from the Padres against this Dodger bullpen. 2 perfect innings between Phillips and Vesia. We stretch in a 1-run game. Your team, your players, your home for postseason baseball. Get personalized highlights and push notifications just for you on the MLB app today. 3, 4, and 5 for the Dodgers, leading 1-0 in the 7th. Yu Darvish to Freddie Freeman, ball 1. Yu Darvish has been splendid. 13 in a row retired since the Kike Hernandez home run. And in this series, John, in 2 starts, 13 innings, 2 runs on 5 hits.
Yeah, hard to believe that he could be a hard luck loser if the Padres don't find a way to score at least 1. But he has done a great job. But all the credit in the world's got to be given to the Dodgers pitchers. When they were down 2-1, all they've done is given up no runs on 9 hits in 16 innings. That's how you bounce back and you save off elimination.
Freeman with a bullet to second. That's caught by Cronenworth. Just to be sure, tosses over to first. 1 gone in the 7th. We're going to get Ken Rosenthal on the first try this time. Kenny?
Yes, we are. Guys, it's amazing. The Dodgers were kind of confident, actually really confident, that they would get to Yu Darvish in this start. He wasn't as good on 4 days rest this season, as Tom noted in the open. And in Game 2, the Dodgers' expected batting average and slugging percentage, based on their quality of contact, were among Darvish's highest of the season. And yet here we are. This is his 5th start of the season against the Dodgers. His ERA through the 6th, 1.57.
John, I know there have been a time or two in your career where you had to feel like the baseball gods were mad at you, scheming against you with how well you pitched and came out on the wrong side. It's happened a lot of times to Yu Darvish. Strike 1 on Teoscar Hernandez. Mentioned it's his 5th elimination game that he started. His teams are 0-4, even though he's had quality starts in 3 of those 4.
Yeah, you can only do what you can do, and certainly these kind of games don't always bring about justice. But you want to be on the winning side. You want to be lucky. You want to have that one hit that certainly the Dodgers have had right now. But it stings because you want to be in position to give your best effort and give yourself a chance and your team to win, and that's what Darvish has done.
Now, postseason history, there have been 3 winner-take-all games that have had 1-0 finals, and one of those was your 91 Game 7 against Morris. One of the all-time great World Series games. All inside 2-1 on Teoscar Hernandez. Other one came in the Division Series in 2011. Cardinals Phils, and in the 1962 World Series, Yankees beat the Giants 1-0 in Game 7. Jason Adam warms. Here's the 2-1. Hernandez hits it hard, deep left field. The second home run from Hernandez. Kike Hernandez in the 2nd, Teoscar Hernandez in the 7th, and the Dodgers have insurance in Game 5. We asked Dave Roberts a couple hours before the game, who's your pick to click? He thought through it, he looked at his lineup card, put his finger down to the page, and he said, Teoscar Hernandez. And hours later, he's right. And his team's up 2-0. 1 win from the championship series. Now it's Muncy sending a ball way up there. Down the line for Tatis, who's got just enough room for the grab. And another look at Hernandez's home run.
Well, both the Hernandez home runs were no doubters. They were gone as soon as they hit it. And that pitch right there, you saw where it caught the inner half. Darvish knew it. His catcher knew it. And this crazy crowd knew it.
Second home run of this series for Teoscar Hernandez. A team-high 7 batted in. The guy who's brought so much production, so much joy to his teammates this year. That's going to do it for Yu Darvish. 2-0, 7th inning.
Back here at Dodger Stadium with the man of the hour, Teoscar Hernandez. Teoscar, you hit a 2-1 slider. Darvish throws so many pitches. What were you looking for in that at-bat?
You know, something that I can put in play. I was trying to get on base. You know, he was pitching really good. He was dotting a lot of pitches in the corners. In that situation, just trying to get a good pitch to hit and just put a good contact on it.
Have you ever heard a stadium this loud?
No, but I love it. This is my first time in this kind of atmosphere, but I love this. this is why I came here. I always said it. This is why I signed here with the Dodgers.
Tasker, thank you. Joe, back to you.
All right, Kenny, 2-0 as Tasker Hernandez gives him some insurance here. Jason Adam comes on for the Padres. He's retired all 7 hitters that he's faced in this series. Ball and a strike on Will Smith.
You may not teach people how to throw like this, but when he throws like this, it's tough on the hitters. Throws from behind his head, short arm, nasty changeup, breaking ball, and oh, by the way, above average fastball.
Got the call right there, 1-2. There is no tomorrow for the Padres without winning today, so Mike Schilt will continue to gun his top arms out there. Try to keep it right here. He will get the top of his order to the plate one more time.
Whenever it's a tight game like this, 1-0, and this team that's up scores late, it feels like a 5-0 lead. When it's only 1 run around and you're in a tying run, but when it's got the momentum that the Dodgers have the last 2 games, 2 runs seems just so much bigger than it is.
How much of a psychological battle does that become when you have 20-some innings since you've scored?
Well, that's the thing, right? You were in a good groove going into Game 4. You were feeling really good about closing out the Dodgers, and then you run into a 21-inning scoreless snafu. That's tough.
Base hit Will Smith into left field. First hit for the Dodgers against Adam in this series.
But again, the resources that the Dodgers have put together allows their bullpen to pick up for that starting staff to not be kind of where they had envisioned it when they put the full roster together. So give them credit, man. They have had to use a lot of them in this series, and if they continue to go on, they're going to have to use a lot of them in the next one.
Kike Hernandez, who these LA fans loved him before today, love him more now. Will Smith runs first pitch, throw down is not in time, and the Dodger catcher has swiped second. First stolen base for LA since Game 2.
Went on first move. Stayed on the bag.
Bang, bang play, but he's in there. And a base hit could give him even more room. On an 0-1. Rip and a miss. Kike Hernandez only in the lineup because of a domino effect from injuries, right? Rojas goes down. Edman moves into short. And Hernandez gets his shot.
Again, going back to Game 4, no Freddie, no Rojas, and the Dodgers rolled.
Now they're down 6-1 in Game 3. They've outscored the Padres 15-0 since. Kike Hernandez, who has owned October time and again. Talk about him writing his name into October lore, but he's already done that. He had a 3-home run game in the National League Championship Series against the Cubs, helped the Dodgers get to the World Series in 2017. Hit 5 home runs for the Red Sox in his first postseason there a few years ago. Some guys.
Yep, lock in. You can drift during the regular season. You won't drift in the postseason, because if you do, you won't be successful. See if Adams goes to a changeup here.
Ground ball to third for Machado. Whip it across to get Hernandez. And finish off the Dodgers in the 7th. But Teoscar Hernandez, who's continued to do what he's done all season. After 33 bombs in the regular year, his second of the division series. And after 7, Los Angeles leads 2-0. Well, bad sign here for the Dodgers. Alex Vesia was just about finished with his warm-ups for this inning, and then Dave Roberts and the training staff went running out there, and Vesia's left this game.
Yeah, I don't know if it's a side or he called him out. So never good when you're calling out the trainer.
And so Michael Kopech's going to come in with Bogaerts, Peralta, and Cronenworth due up. 6 outs for this Dodger bullpen to get. We've got Kopech and Treinen looming down there. We would have loved to have had Vesia continue through this part of the order here with the left-handed Peralta and Cronenworth due up. But they'll get Kopech going a little bit earlier. Kopech's been part of this for the Dodger bullpen. 22 consecutive scoreless innings thrown by the Dodgers. 15 pitchers have covered those 22 innings, the longest single streak in Dodger postseason history. As Kopech begins his warm-ups, we let you know that each season the Hank Aaron Award is given to the best overall offensive performer in each league. You can cast your vote for the 2024 award by scanning the QR code or enter at MLB.com/Aaron. Kopech warms. We're going to take a break. Back to Los Angeles after this. Tomorrow afternoon, the divisional round wraps up with a winner-take-all Game 5 between the Tigers and the Guardians, 1 o'clock Eastern on TBS. And then on Sunday, we'll be back with you for the National League Championship Series getting underway. Winner of tonight's game will play host to the New York Mets right here on Fox at 8 o'clock Eastern. So Kopech is ready. Took his time there, caught into action earlier than he realized he would be, with Vesia leaving the game because of an injury. Bogaerts leads off for the Padres. Strike one from Kopech.
He's going to be the slider for him. Kopech throws hard. He can throw all fastballs, but when he's got that slider tight and off the fastball height, hitters have no chance. And that's what he does and has done lately. He's not given that pitch a competitive advantage, and that just tells me he's trying to overthrow it and make it perfect. But if you throw it high in the zone and then it breaks, more likely hitter swings at it.
Fastball is scorched to second and caught by Lux. One gone in the 8th, and a quick word from Evan Williams Bourbon.
Reach for a fan favorite, Evan Williams 1783 small batch. When bourbon's done right, people notice.
Yeah, John, we saw Kopech walk 2 in the first game of this series. Dave Roberts thought that he looked just a little bit nervous in his first postseason outing for him, but dominant in the 2 games since then. First one to Peralta. Down the middle, but a swing and a miss.
He's got such a powerful arm. Of course, he's come back from Tommy John surgery and now in the reliever role when once a starter.
0-2. Way up there. When it comes down, Tommy Edman will put it away. 2 out. And let's go down to Tom Verducci.
Well, Joe, we're seeing the Dodgers play matchup baseball to the nth degree. You mentioned 15 pitchers to cover 22 scoreless innings. Imagine if you're Fernando Tatis Jr. In these 22 innings, he's had 9 plate appearances against 7 different pitchers. He's only seen the same guy a second time once. That was tonight. Probably the biggest out of the game. That 3-1 slider from Yamamoto with 2 runners on base in the 3rd inning that became a double play.
Yeah.
New pitcher every time around.
No doubt, Tom. And that started a stretch where Dodger pitchers have retired 15 in a row. Cronenworth's a hitter with 2 out. Pounding the zone. Strike 2 with 100. telecast is sponsored by Pfizer. Outdo yesterday. On a pair of solo home runs, Kike Hernandez and Teoscar Hernandez, 2-0 LA. Last of the 8th in this winner-take-all Game 5. Gavin Lux leads off against Jason Adam and takes strike 1. Well, the franchise's first ever win in a winner-take-all game came by a score of 2-0. Game 7 of the 1955 World Series. Grounded at first, Arise has it. 23-year-old Johnny Padres shut out the mighty Yankees, gave the Dodgers their first world title. A quick word from Capital One.
There's no crying in baseball or with the Capital One Venture Card because it lets you earn unlimited double miles on every purchase every day. Let's play ball.
And now here they are with all these expectations this season. Backs against the wall, Game 4 in San Diego. 47,000 rabid Padres fans screaming against them. The Padres with as much momentum as you're ever going to see a team have. The Dodgers fight back to force this Game 5, where they're now 3 outs away from a matchup with the Mets in the championship series.
Yeah, we talked about the narrative and the swings in this series, kind of named it the teeter-totter series. Well, the last 20-some innings, there has been no weight put on that teeter-totter by the San Diego Padres, which, when you think about the pressure that man and the Dodgers have had, he wants to see desperately a couple more runs or at least 3 more outs, because to move on and play the Mets, one of these teams, I would guess, could easily be the favorites to win it all, but one's going to be gone and the other one's going to keep playing.
And we mentioned it's a who's who in attendance here today. Mary Hart, Rob Lowe, diehard Dodger fans both. One of your golf buddies right there, Jason Bateman.
Jason Bateman, yeah.
Jimmy Kimmel. Got some baseball dignitaries here as well. Dave Winfield in attendance. LeBron James said, I got to go watch Ohtani. And called and got a spot up in the suite. Brad Pitt grooving at Dodger Stadium as well. The place to be, the man to watch right there. They're hoping his season continues. 2-0, bottom of the 8th. Mike Schopp goes back into the bullpen. Tanner Scott, this has been one of the great matchups of this series, John, against Ohtani.
Yeah, electric fastball, good late slider. Pitches Ohtani up with fastballs. And does that with the slider. He's so quick with his arm action, and the ball gets on the hitter. About as good as anybody.
Ohtani today is 0 for 3. Dodgers trying to do what the Yankees did. The Yankees survived Aaron Judge not doing a whole lot. And Ohtani's done some, but it's been the other guys that have gotten to this point.
Yeah, you're right, but that 3-run homer changed the narrative in the first game, gave him a chance to come back and win that first game.
For the Padres in the 9th inning, 9-1-2 due up. That's Higashioka, Arise, Tatis. After that, Profar and Machado. Got the guys coming up they want. And Tanner Scott again retires Shohei Ohtani. He's struck him out all 4 times in this division series. Fasten those seatbelts. To the 9th inning we go. The Dodgers 3 outs from the championship series. Where were the players that weren't on the field during the postseason? Go to MLBshop.com for your favorite postseason team gear. In front of a sellout crowd at Dodger Stadium, 2-0 LA leads to the 9th inning, and Blake Trinan, John, looks for the save.
He looks for the save, and the San Diego Padres are looking to try and stay off of his breaking ball, because that has been deadly all year. Only 10 hits off that pitch, which is really only a 122 average. It's easier said than done, because he's got tremendous sink on his fastball, and then he breaks it away from you just when you think you're getting on his fastball.
A pinch hitter sent up to start this inning. Donovan Solano pinch hitting for Kyle Higashioka. Then the top of the order and Arise and Tatis. Here we go. Slider for a strike. Defensive changes. Max Muncy's taken over for Freddie Freeman at first. Kike Hernandez comes from center into third base. And the rookie Pages is now in center field. Now to 0-1 pitch. Solano hits it in the ground, testing Hernandez at his new position. Over to another guy who's moved. And they connect for the first out of the 9th. Ball always finds you. Man.
It's amazing, right? I mean, not an easy play, not routine, especially when you've been in the outfield looking at 5 balls and line drives. Now you get a grounder. Made it look easy.
19 straight retired by Dodger pitching. Strike 1 and Luis Arraez trying to set the table for Tatis. Scoreless inning streak for the Padres has reached 23 innings since their 6-run second that gave them command in Game 3 and command in this series. 1 ball, 1 strike. 5 innings from Yamamoto tonight, way more than the Dodgers are probably envisioning. Phillips, Vesia, Kopech, 3 perfect innings for the pen. 2-1 on Arraez.
And amazingly, unless I've done something wrong, they've gotten the leadoff hitter out every single inning.
Only 3 base runners total in this game. 2 singles in the 3rd and a walk in the 2nd. That's it for the Padres. The 2-2 from Blake Trinan. Almost hit him. Count goes full. Hamstring might have cramped up on him a little bit there.
Almost did the splits.
National League batting champ Arraez, 1 for 3 in tonight's game. On a 3-2 from Trinan. Hits it in the air to right field, but playable for Mookie Betts, and the Padres are down to their last out. Dave Roberts and the Dodgers were staring down a 3rd consecutive division series defeat. It was to be a 4th consecutive postseason defeat. They were hoping they were more ready to respond this time, and since their season reached the knife's edge in Game 3, they've outscored the Padres with all that history hanging over them, 10-0. Tatis, the last hope for the Padres. Ground ball to 3rd, picked by Hernandez. The Dodgers punch back and head to the championship series. They retire the final 19 Padres in Game 5. They finished the series with 24 consecutive scoreless innings. And with a shutout in Game 5, the solo home runs from Kike Hernandez and Teoscar Hernandez, plenty for the Dodgers to get the revenge over the Padres.
Yeah, it was the Kike show, really. His home run and 2 defensive plays in the 9th. They were not routine. A little short hopper down the line that easily could have rode up his glove. He makes the pick, and then The throw to Max Muncy and the realization that they get to stay here and the Mets are the next they get to play.
And how about a Los Angeles, New York, new National League Championship Series, a rematch of the 1988 Championship Series. Shohei Ohtani's dream season continues. His first trip to the postseason continues. And we go down to the field. Ken Rosenthal.
Thanks, Joe. PK, I know it's the division series, not the World Series, but you guys were down 2-1. You had injuries, you had a pitching staff that was depleted. Where does this series win rank for you?
It's up there, especially if we, we're able to complete the mission, but it's definitely up there. I can't recall my previous 7 seasons here ever winning a series at Dodger Stadium. I think we always finished it on the road, and when we won in 2020, obviously we were in Texas, but man, this showed a lot from us.
Your home run in the second, your 14th career postseason home run. Kike, what is it about you in October?
I like it. I don't know, but I like it. That's all I got.
All right, you mentioned that you've been part of 8 different postseasons here. What is different about this particular team?
Are we live?
We're live.
The fact that we don't give a fuck.
All right, thank you, Kike.
Yep.
Congratulations.
Thank you again.
Joe, back to you.
All right. Kike Hernandez with one of the 2 home runs in this game for the Dodgers. And they win it 2-0 to move on to face the New York Mets in the National League Championship Series starting on Sunday.
Total team effort. And, you know, everyone will talk about what they did and put together in spring training. It was a roster that was supposed to go and compete for multiple championships. But then along the way, you get all these injuries, and a lot of them. And they were able to kind of keep it afloat and then showed what they're made of. Dave Roberts has been part of a lot of these kind of series and maybe some frustrations. And you could sense that he felt like this team could overcome some of the things that they were dealing with.
Yeah, the division has been won so easily, relatively speaking, in recent years, where they had the early exits. They had a 22-game lead over the Padres, 22 games better than them in 22, and got knocked out. Last year they won 100 games. They beat the Diamondbacks by 16, and so they're not really playing meaningful games over the last month. Here the Padres pushed them to the brink, and right until the final week they're having to play meaningful games. And hardened like they weren't the last couple trips. Let's go back down to Kenny.
Thanks, Joe. Blake, you closed out the 9th inning of this series. What were your emotions like on the mound as that inning went on?
Honestly, I gotta give glory to God. It's one of the most memorable days of my life. Flew home after the San Diego game to be with my wife. We had a beautiful little girl, Quinn. Love her, love my kids, love my wife. And for God to give me an opportunity to close out a game with the Dodgers against a great team, it's a true blessing. So, man, I can't talk. I'm done screaming for the last 3 games. I lost my voice, so it's a blast. I'm excited to be with my guys.
Like, what was it like in the bullpen these last couple of nights, knowing you almost had to be perfect?
Yeah, we don't put that pressure on ourselves. It's, kill careful, go attack, and know that our strengths have worked well for us all year. It's not easy playing 162 and getting to this point, but, we've all been through some ups and downs, and it's battle tested. It prepares you for this, and then trusting the God-given abilities that we've been given, that we've worked hard for.
What were your feelings down 2 games to 1?
Say that again, I'm sorry.
What was your feeling down 2 games to 1?
It's tough, but, you process the loss and you go back in and, Kike fired off a text to the boys, Chris Taylor fired off a text to the boys, and it's like, we've all been there back in 2020 together, back with our backs against the wall, and, we have a sour taste with how things have finished over the last few years, and, we just want to go compete and see what happens, and, thankfully things stacked up in our favor.
Blake, congratulations, save your voice.
Thank you.
Joe, back to you.
Trinan was part of that championship team in 2020, and then in 21 was one of the best relievers in baseball, but he missed pretty much all of the last 2 years. Didn't know if he'd ever get back. Dodgers didn't know what they'd get if he did get back. But look at him here, getting the save to get him into the championship series.
You know what we knew? We were going to be spoiled this postseason.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Yeah. So far, so good. A 5-game classic. Dodgers and the Padres in a 2-0 pitchers duel to finish it off. Coming up after the next break, we got the studio guys to recap this thriller. Kevin Burkhardt, Derek Jeter, Alex Rodriguez, Big Papi, David Ortiz. More post-game coverage. They'll recap this one. They'll set up what is a fabulous championship series matchup. The Los Angeles Dodgers, the New York Mets, beginning on Sunday right here in Dodger Stadium.